Hey mamas, welcome back to another episode to the moms. I'm your host, Amaris, and today I'll be talking about In My Son's World Part 5, giving you guys an update on my son's journey with autism, updates about what happened to him in school, the school year is ending. So let's just jump right to it. This school year has been amazing. I believe I left off where his teacher advocated for him to have inclusion opportunities in the general education classroom, the other general education kindergarten classroom. And at first they did it for 15 minutes a day back when we last talked about this, and it's now up to 30 minutes a day. During his IEP meeting, that was one thing they have included in his IEP document, a legal document. So now that will be following him throughout his school year. And I'm very happy and I'm very pleased to see that, because it's one thing for teachers or case managers to say they're going to do something, but to actually see it being done, it's even more rewarding. And I'm just overall just very happy just to see that point, because when my son was doing all of these inclusion opportunities, he was happy, and the kids truly enjoyed my son being there. Like, everyone loves him. The teacher that teaches the class loves him too, and it's just very nice to see that. So I'm very pleased to share that. I think that was like one of the things I really wanted to share about the school year was the inclusion opportunity. Now, during our IEP meeting, they listed a percentage, and it was 30% of either the day or 30% of the week. I forgot the exact verbiage. But recently, his case manager has sent me the finalized version of his IEP document, and that 30% turned to 40%. And that makes me so happy, because the goal is to slowly transition him into general education, because he has the capacity to be in general education. Right now he's doing general education math, and that makes me really happy. I know his reading skills is becoming better. There are times he comes home from school and I see the reading comprehension document that they've worked on in that school day, and I'll go over it with him, or I'll go over it with him over the weekend just to practice, and he does so well. Hearing him read like a sentence like, "She ran away from the dog. She was scared of the dog." Like, it's just so nice to hear his voice and to see him read. So I'm just overall very happy with this year for school compared to last year. So I'm happy to share that. I'm also happy to share he went on his first school field trip today. They went to a farm, and my husband went with him. And even though it rained, like crazy rain, they still had a great time. And that makes me so happy to hear my husband come home with stories about what the other kids like said to Thane, or they were playing with him, or this really one cute moment happened. I guess the kids were like stacking up or making a house out of something. I don't know, let's say blocks for the sake of the story. And my son wanted to knock it down, and I think he knocked it down like twice. And a little girl from the general education classroom said, "Thane, I know you want to knock it down, but just give us a little bit more time. We're trying to build a fort. Once we're all done, we'll let you break it down." My husband said that she was so nice. She was so patient and understanding of what was Thane doing and how it would make him happy. It made my husband happy to see that moment happen. And my husband said you could see in Thane's face, like, he wasn't happy that he had to wait, but he understood and he respected what the girl said. So I thought that was like really nice. It honestly made me cry. So that's that. I don't think he had any more school field trips. He did have field day, and we were able to join field day. So it was really nice seeing him do, what's that? Not relay race. What's that tracking thing that you jump over like little fences? I forget what it's called. But he did really good with that. Like, he kept doing that over and over. And it was just so nice to see how inclusive everyone was being. It was almost kind of weird to see. I don't know. But it just made me very happy. Like this school year, like I'm so appreciative of everything that has happened. I'm trying to think if there's any more updates with school. How cute is this? So a kid in the general education kindergarten classroom was trying to communicate to Thane to give him his phone number so they can have a play date. Like how cute is that? Like this little boy wants to play with Thane, have a little play date. I remember that weekend that his teacher asked, like, is it okay if I can give them your phone number? And I was like, absolutely, give them my phone number. It's completely fine. How exciting. I haven't gotten a text message. And that's okay. Maybe the mom is just busy. Whatever the case is, it's like no big deal. But it's the fact that kids wanting to be friends with my son. That just makes me very, very happy. Because I think showing kindness goes a long way. And teaching your kids to be kind and understanding with others isn't making them into snowflakes or softies. It's making them a kind human being. And I think we all need that in this world. So that was nice to hear. My son did go to a school dance and he had the time of his life. My husband had the time of his life just watching our son just vibe in his element. He did say that there were like a couple of students looking at him, but like it wasn't harmful, so that's good. That's all that happened during the school year. I'm now going to transition to talking about some doctor updates. Y'all, we are now on a waiting list, on a 6 to 10 month waiting list to see a developmental pediatrician I know that I love. I've met with her before. This is the doctor that, I don't know, did I mention in December's episode? I'm not too sure. But she had left back in December. Our last appointment with her was like October, November-ish, and she told us that she was leaving the practice. Okay, fine. They put us with a neurologist. We met with a neurologist and she seemed fine. She kind of gave us some insights that we were curious about, but now she's leaving too, and I'm like, gosh darn it. So now to get the developmental pediatrician that we want, we're on a 6 to 10 month waiting list. And instead the practice being like 15 minutes away, it's now 30 minutes, which isn't bad. But whenever we need to go there to meet with her, it's going to be we're going to have to plan well. But let this be your sign that if you do not like the practice you're in or the doctors seeing your children, you do not need to stick with them. Learn from my mistake. I thought I had to stay with a developmental pediatrician to continue getting scripts for speech, but the speech practice that I'm at, they do biannually. Is it biannually? No. Every 6 months they are doing a reevaluation and testing to see where my son is, what goals he's met, the progress he's made, and the challenges that he still needs to overcome. So with them constantly doing a reevaluation without doctor's, consent or script and sending it over to the insurance, I switched. But we're going to wait to 6 to 10 months for this doctor's appointment and hoping for the best, because waiting 6 to 10 months is a little upsetting, but I'm going to stay at the current practice that I am now just so I don't miss a beat. I don't want to completely leave this practice until I for sure have an appointment at the other practice. This way, if I do need a script or anything from the doctor, I'm already in some sort of practice, you know what I mean? So he's still doing speech. He has made some progress with his speech. He has been saying a lot of commenting while he's playing. And while we're talking about playing, he's been doing really good imaginative play with like little figurines. So that's been really cute to see. I think he is just scripting what he sees on his tablet, which is fine. There's no harm in that. I think the tablet and watching other people play with figurines and dolls helps him understand, that's what I'm supposed to do. Okay, cool. And then he does it, and it's just nice to see. But his communication has increased. It's crazy because I tell my husband, I'm like, It's on his time. It's just a matter of his time. He's going to be able to talk to us. He's going to be able to hold conversations with us. Like it's just in his time, but I know it's going to happen. And that's what everyone says when they meet with Thane. They know like it's going to happen. It's just going to take time. It's going to be during his time. So just being able to support that and support him is great. He still uses an AAC device now. He's not independent on the AAC device because he can verbally communicate. He can tell us in a full sentence like I need more ice water, or what he's been doing lately is saying like one word sentences for things that he like needs, to like necessity things. So if he needs to use the bathroom, we keep our bathroom locked because he keeps dumping his toys in the toilet. It's driving me nuts. So we are now locking our bathroom, and because we locked the bathroom doors. He'll say potty or potty training or I need to go potty. And it's cute to see because like having that door locked kind of forces him to use his words. And then what else do we do? And he also says hungry. He doesn't say I'm hungry just yet, but when he's hungry, he kind of just like walks up to you, looks at you in the eye and go, hungry. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'll give him like words to say because, modeling without expectation is very important. So I'm like, okay, mom, I'm hungry. Mommy, I'm so hungry. So there are times he'll be laying down. He'll be like, I'm so hungry. And I'm just like, didn't you eat? But it's nice to hear him use those words. He hasn't done it in a while. Lately, he just goes in the kitchen and he's making his food, making his oatmeal because he doesn't want to wait for us. I guess I'm just taking too long. But for a while, he was just stating hungry. 2 weeks ago, he told me his first sentence unprompted, and it just felt like we were kind of like engaging in a conversation. He was taking his time coming out of the car seat and stretching. And I said, Thane, let's go. We're gonna be late for speech. And he's stretching, looks at me in the eye and says, I'm so tired. And I'm like, that's great. Thank you for telling me that you're so tired. But let's go. We're gonna be late for speech. Well, since we're talking about bedtime and sleeping, he still wakes up in the middle of the night. He's not crying. I think he's just very codependent and sleeping with someone. And both my kids are like that. It's not just my son. He will literally wake up and run to our bed with his water bottle. He goes with his water bottle everywhere. So adorable. And he just, sleeps with us, and it's fine. Before I wanted it done, but there are times like I'll bring him back to his bed and he's completely fine, which is a huge one because last year he would not do that. He would be upset if we took him back to his bed after coming out of his bed to be with us. But I don't know, this past month I've been trying just to take him back to his bed. I'll stay with him until he falls back to sleep, and then I'll go back to my bed, and he's like there until like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that's a good win for us, like not complaining about not being able to sleep in our bed. Another thing regarding sleeping, he is completely potty trained, and I do want to take some time and talking about some of the potty training tips, I guess I'll call them, that I did in hopes that it can help someone. Potty training is scary, right? Like it's something kids, they do for X amount of years. That's all they know how to do. When you put them on the toilet, that's scary. Even with my daughter, like it was a scary experience for them because it's a change. It's an unfamiliar change that they now need to learn and they don't understand. So I kind of took that perspective, like my kids are scared of the potty and having to go in the potty and having, something inside them just like leave and enter in the toilet. Like that's scary. How do I make them comfortable? Well, that's just it. You need to make them comfortable. Just because you're ready to potty train your kids doesn't mean your child is ready to be potty trained. So like that's another aspect to think. If they're so uncomfortable, maybe take a pause. But if you see that they're willing to learn, give it a go. So one of the things I did was kind of did a phase 1, 2, and 3 when it comes to potty training. And each phase had different goals that I wanted to accomplish. Because potty training is a challenge, it's a challenge that you need to break down, understand fully, and understand how you're going to help your kid learn how to go, right? So phase one for us, by the way, this isn't like, I'm not like a potty training expert. I'm just a mom sharing tips that has helped me go through potty training. So phase one was about going to the bathroom and giving them the communication to say, I need to use the bathroom or I need to go potty. So because my son has an AAC device, I put I need to use the bathroom on his AAC device first page. Easy to read, easy to get. So every time I took him in the bathroom to change his diaper, I would click that button. I need to use the bathroom. We'll go in there, do what we have to do. And I would like always say things like, poop belongs in the potty. So he kind of understands that, like, okay, I shouldn't be pooping in my diaper anymore. And in my daughter too. I did this with my daughter. I should not be pooping in my diaper. It should be going in the toilet. Get that communication going. I should be saying, I need to go potty. I need to use the bathroom. Get them used to saying that. That constant repetition, eventually the child's going to say potty or potty training, or I need to use the bathroom. So just constantly taking them to the bathroom and building that communication. Once I saw my kids were comfortable going to the bathroom and changing their diaper, we moved on to phase two. Now, I will say, I know a lot of people say skip the pull-ups and skip the small potty. I didn't. I think like using pull-ups with a Velcro strap on the side was very easy to, one, change their pull-up because it's Velcro on the side, so it's kind of like they're standing up and you can easily put that in there. Or it's almost like a diaper, but like not really. Getting them to pull the parents down like that gives them practice, and that repetition of like, oh, when I go to the bathroom, I have to pull this down, I have to pull this down. So there's that. So once they completed that, we moved on to phase two with a small potty. And it was just, I wanted them to understand what it felt like going. Because again, that feeling is scary, you know, like let's be open and honest. So I used a small potty to get them to understand what their body needs to do in order to release themselves. And once they were successful with that, I eliminated the small potty and I then transitioned them into the big potty. Now, I feel like this transition worked really well because I had a reward chart. Every time they just simply sat on the small toilet or sat on the big toilet, they got a little lollipop. And then afterwards, I had a chart, like a little potty training reward chart, where they will check off, you know, that they went 3 times, because now I was transitioning to them using or sitting on the potty like every 3 times. So yeah, so I used the reward chart to get them to sit in the potty, and then I then will increase the demand every time they actually went. They'll like get something, and at first they're upset, but they go on and everything is fine. So once they were going in the small potty, transition them in the big potty, and that's when the demands were increased. Like you would get a lollipop when you go 3 times, and they will like physically see, like I would check off 3, and on the 4th time they're like getting a lollipop, or if they need it at the, you know, when they went the 3rd time, they went. So I want to say thing took like maybe a week to figure everything out, and everything was cool. He was going in a small potty, not small potty. He was going in the big potty after like 2 weeks. And then I didn't even bother doing nighttime potty training. I just knew he wasn't ready, and I also wasn't ready to be committed. So I kind of just like waited. Trying to think if there was anything else in phase 2 that I did. Making them comfortable. This is very big. You want to make them comfortable. I had a little basket of like things. I had potty training books or like story times. I had bubbles. I had stickers. What else did I have? I had like sensory toys in there. Anything that I knew that would get my kids to calm down, I had it in there. And I have them sitting there for like maybe a minute, because I would like read a book, blow bubbles, just get them comfortable, because sometimes it's scary. There's something about sitting in the big potty that just scares both of my kids. But once I was able to get them comfortable with like the bubbles and everything, they saw that going to the bathroom, but wasn't scary. I also created a visual, and it had like some of the things that they have to do. I created a visual. I kind of created it on Google Docs. I got the pictures that I wanted, and then I made it like Velcro so that they kind of like took the task and like moved it over to like completed, because sensory wise, like ripping the Velcro really helped my son. So I kind of like did that to help him understand. When I went into phase 3, which is like nighttime potty training, I waited a couple of months, like I want to say maybe 6 or 7 months after he was potty trained during nighttime. Or was it right? I honestly, I don't know. I think 7 months might be too long. Maybe it was shorter than that, but for whatever, that really doesn't matter. But there was just one night I had an extra box of nighttime pull-ups. And I told my husband, why don't we just tell him that there's no more diapers and he has to stay in his underwear? Like, it's fine. My husband was like, yeah, let's just do that, because if he's like fighting it, at least we have a box left and we're not scrambling getting a new box of diapers. But we did that. We told him like, sorry, thinking like there's no more diapers. And he tried looking. He tried looking, but I hid that so well, he was not gonna find it. So once he realized there was no diapers, he like accepted it. He accepted it. I did reassure him though, like if you have to go potty and it's nighttime, let mommy and daddy know. Just that constant repetition. I did not eliminate drinks or liquids before bedtime. I kind of just let my kids figure out when they had to go. And then to tell me my kids haven't had an accident, and I'm like grateful for that. But yeah, everything with potty training is done. It's successful. One thing that I did do in phase 2 was put underwear under the diaper. So like he had his underwear first and then a diaper. And I did this because my child was okay sitting in their dirty diaper, like it just didn't faze them. So I knew I did not want to clean up messes. So I figured this was just an easier way to get him to feel something is wrong and something needs to be done, but also not having to clean up the mess. And I think that worked. I think having that feeling of just like, oh wait, this is different, like this is weird. So doing that on like day 1 of phase 2 like helped a lot. And I can't believe I forgot I like did that. This was like forever ago. This was like almost like a year ago. You know, I kind of have been waiting to announce that both my kids are completely potty trained and I no longer buy diapers. But yeah, I just forgot. I forgot that one part, so I do apologize for that. But yeah, phase 3, like I said, came very easy. It also came very easy with my daughter. I know we're not here talking about my daughter, but it also came very easy with her. So both my kids are completely potty trained. Again, if there's more questions that you have, please come find me on my TikTok, and I am so glad I either make a video or explain it through a comment. I'm trying to think. Now I'm gonna update you on my son's like sibling relationship with my daughter, his sister. I think things are getting better. I think there was one point I said like I don't think he likes her at all. He does love her because he never wants to leave her behind. And there have been times where they play together and my daughter does her best. Trying to play with him. So like just recently I saw her take like the plastic fruits and vegetables that we have in her toy kitchen, and he's playing with animals, and she's like feeding the animals, and he'll pick up each animal and go, hippo eats ketchup, nom 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 nom. Giraffe eats tangerine, nom 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 nom. And then my daughter is like, okay, asparagus is next. Like it's nice to see them play and interact with each other, because that's what I want. Like keep each other entertained, show each other what it's like to play. So it is nice to see that. So his play skills definitely has improved, and I'm like pretty sure it's because he's been having those inclusion opportunities, which I think I failed to say that he loves it. Like he loves going there, loves speaking in their classroom, loves saying hello to them. So that's really nice. But his play skills have been good. Makes me very happy to see them interact with each other. I felt like there was one more thing I wanted to talk about. So school's ending. So school is ending like in 2 weeks or next week. I don't know my date anymore. It's kind of hard. But it is ending soon, which means summer break is going to be here. During the summer, I want to concentrate on 3 things with him. I have goals for him this summer. His writing skills to improve. I want him to at least try to tie his own shoes, because trying to find shoes and like little kids criteria is getting difficult. I also want him to start buttoning up shirts and pants, because again, I think that's important to have too. About reading comprehension. So I went to a yard sale one time and I found this Lakeshore sight word sentence builder flashcard, and it also came with the that little Velcro strip that you get to put on the wall. So I wanted to feel like a little school during the summer, because I don't want those skills to disappear. So I'm going to be full-on teacher this year to my son, because I want him reading comprehension and sight word saying, or learning his sight words to improve. I know he can do it. I know he knows the sounds of the alphabet and what words pair with the sound. Like, I'm constantly going through that with him, and it's so cute for him to like think. You can see him analyzing the sound that I'm making, and then he makes the word. I'm going to be using those tools to help him read. I also kept all the reading sheets from school. I need to make a binder. I need to put that on my to-do list. I don't have a piece of paper, but I need to put that on my to-do list, because I want to make a binder, not laminated, kind of have it just like a little book, so that he can, so we can practice. I also want to increase his math skills. He's doing addition right now and he does pretty well. Like, his teacher said he does really good in math, so I almost feel like he's gonna love math. I'm trying to think if there's any other goals. So those are 4 goals that I have for him. We'll see. We'll see which ones I get to. If I don't get to it, that's okay. Because again, this journey is all about his timing, not mine. And the last thing I want to talk about, and other things I'll be doing during the summer, lots and lots of water play. So I'm excited for that. And just enjoying life and being happy. That's all I'm gonna do this summer, because he's gonna be in first grade next year. Like, that's scary. And his birthday is coming up, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. Everything's just happening so fast. Like, I just wanted to slow down so I can enjoy just a little bit longer. But that's all the updates I have. Kathy will be joining us in the following episode, giving us an update on her pregnancy. So I'm very excited for her to come back. She just needed a little break this week, which is fine. But I can't wait for her to come back and for her to give us an update on her pregnancy and everything. And then I think the next episode after Kathy's pregnancy update, we're gonna do a summer break episode, because I think it's important to share some of the things we will be or are doing during summer break. I know for me, I'm a little bit anxious about summer break and if I can actually entertain both kids. But we'll see. We'll see how that's gonna go. But thank you so much for tuning in. I hope this wasn't too ranty or rambling. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back the following week with a brand new episode, and Kathy will be back on. Thank you so much for supporting our podcast. It means the world to us. If you'd like to give us a follow, we are on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And don't forget to follow Kathy and I on both our Instagram and TikTok accounts. I will link our links in the bio. Bye.